I didn't see it come through, but then I had it on my calendar, so I was like, wait, why do I have it on my calendar?
Todd turned the AC down for us.
Nope, I'm not gonna show up. I will not.
Okay, it is 7 o'clock. I'm going to bang the
Probably
gavel.
shouldn't be, right?
This meeting is hereby called to order. As you are able and willing, please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Thank you for coming. We have no one signed up to deliver public comment tonight, so we'll move right into the report of the secretary. Motion, please, to approve the minutes of our last regular meeting.
I move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of Wednesday, June 17th, 2026.
Second, Lisa?
Lisa, thank you. Any comments or questions about those?
Great, as always.
Okay, all in favor? That is 5-0. Thank you. We have approved minutes. And that brings us to the report of the chair. I have a few things tonight. First, in your packet, you will have a list of the school board meeting dates for the 2026-2027 school year. It's the usual first and third Wednesday, except for, let's say, February. There's a question about which of the two we should do that doesn't collide with February vacation. And I think the proposal was that we consider either the 10th or the 24th, right? Those are the two that would be in play,
For February.
10 or 24.
Yep.
The other one is, if you look at April, because the district budget meeting and the timing on that, it looks like we're going to schedule that for May 5th. So the April meetings, and again, April vacation, it looks like the better play would be to do April 7th and then again on April 14th. So if y'all would just check your calendars on that. That doesn't have to be a firm answer right now, but we'll revisit it next time we get together. Those are the two questions.
And May 5th, it was a Wednesday?
May 5th is a...
Yeah, it said it was a Wednesday? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Instead of a Monday
Monday, yeah.
or a Tuesday.
At this point, we've reserved a moderator for that, yes?
They said we will have a moderator, but it may not be Mr. Stockton.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
good, okay. Okay, that's the first item. Second item, the board just finished a 1-hour workshop on the topic of our strategic plan. We had a really robust discussion, really looking at the core values that were developed in the strategic plan that was done years ago.
Yeah.
How many years ago?
I think it was 2018.
2018,
That was
yeah.
96, but
Yeah.
So that's been a while.
wow.
So very good that we're revisiting. I had a very robust conversation. We've all got homework to do. We'll come back for a second workshop at our August meeting to kind of bring that work together and start talking about what the elements of the strategic plan are going to be that will support those core values. So good work. Thank you for that. Thirdly, we had talked about an update to our board bylaws, and that is also in your packet. This is the update specifically to move our student representatives into an honorary voting role, which I think we're all very much in support of. There's a statewide movement on that, by the way. There's a lot of excitement about that generally across the state, so it's good. The proposed language in Article 10 of our bylaws would move them from non-voting to honorary. The language, students will vote first, the idea being that they'll have the opportunity to explain their votes to us, to advise us when we take our vote.
Love it,
Yeah.
love it. Yep,
And that the votes would be recorded but would not be binding.
great.
We fixed the his, her to their. And we talked about, there was wording in there about student representative attending a workshop, and I proposed that we make that an orientation meeting for the students. I think as a board, we've talked about the idea of getting the students more involved in how the board works and not just like reporting, doing sports report and
Right.
activities report. And that orientation will be useful in getting them up to speed. And I do want to go back and point to the work that Zora did in conducting that survey and then bringing to us the results of that caused us to make a change to the budget.
Yes.
I think that was a spectacular
Yes.
It
example of what we
was.
want to see out of our student reps. So those are the language changes. Thoughts about it? We actually, it's on our new business to vote this, and because it's bylaws rather than a policy, I think it only takes the one vote. So we'll vote to make that change later tonight. Everybody good with that?
I love it.
All right,
Yep,
good,
thank you.
awesome.
Sounds great.
Okay. And then lastly, just another reminder, have another look at the bylaws. If there's anything else in there that you see that you think we ought to reconsider. We're not bound to changing our bylaws in July. We can do it at any time, but do have a look to see if there's anything else in there that you might want to have us consider updating. Okay, thank you. That concludes my report and brings us to the report of the superintendent.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Eric Haley.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here at my first board meeting. I've had such a warm welcome from central office, from Heidi and Ryan and everyone in the office, Becky. So thank you so much. It's been a wonderful week and a half learning about the district, and I'm learning about Maine special education law, and I'll be learning about more about Maine state law in the upcoming couple weeks. And over the next few months, I'll be talking with even more people, more administrators and community members. And I look forward to school opening up and talking with some students and staff and bringing that back to the board so I can give you that information and make some recommendations as we move forward. So thank you very much. I'm thrilled to be here.
Great.
And I'll turn it over to Heidi so she can give some wonderful updates on grants.
So I just wanted to let everybody know that we were one of 3 recipients in the state for the Career Pathways grant funding. So I give huge props to Mr. Scully. He was the primary author on the grant, but it was he, myself, and Kyle Lontine who wrote a grant in literally the 11th hour. It was like,
Wow.
Here's this grant opportunity and it's due in a week and a half kind of a thing.
Oh,
So
wow.
we got together several times, put a proposal together, and we were successful, which we're really excited about. The grant is focused on something we talked about during the budget process, which is developing our own healthcare pathway. And so it's all around students that are interested in careers in healthcare. So it's apprenticeships in coursework and clinical experiences that lead to phlebotomy, radiology tech, EMT, as one sort of entry point. And then there's this other entry point for kids who might be interested in nursing or becoming a doctor, that they can get some foundational work done as well.
Great.
That results in some college coursework that they'll get credit for, and some hands-on experience in the field. So it's $225,000, so that's
So good.
Amazing.
It's a 2-year grant. We're
Great.
super excited. It's gonna really, it felt like perfect timing because it's something we knew we wanted to build anyway,
Yeah.
and we thought it was gonna have to be built slowly over time, and this is
Right.
just gonna jumpstart the whole process, so we're pumped.
Great.
That's really
Does that
Fantastic.
fund the first, is it to be used in the first year? Do
2
you
years.
know? 2 years, okay, cool.
Yeah, great.
When did you say? When did you say that the grant will be paid?
Like now,
Oh,
like
like
soon,
this-
like
okay.
August.
Yeah,
We
so
should.
cool.
I had a meeting 2 weeks ago with the guy that's coordinating it, and we're just kind of waiting on the contract to be executed, but it's,
Awesome, so great.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be interested in hearing how that's going at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
over the
Yeah,
course
for
of the
sure.
year.
Great.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's
We
fantastic
are also
news.
interested to see how that's
Yes.
So, question though, like, so the students have already chosen all of their classes. So when would those learning opportunities be available, or is it through Mr. Scully's program?
Well, I
Yeah.
think initially it's the kids that he's already identified, like he has a small
Okay.
cohort of kids that have already expressed interest in some
Okay.
sort of a
That's cool.
healthcare
Oh, okay.
experience.
Got it.
And then we also have this group of kids who were interested in the Dover vocational experience, but
Right.
we decided not to move forward with new students in Dover. So
Right.
then he'll immediately go and talk to those kids, and they have their schedules built, but do they want an ELO instead of a study hall or something
Right,
like that?
right,
We'll
okay.
build it as we
Yeah.
fly it, as Mr. Scully's really good at that.
That's great.
Do we imagine that there will be actual, like, courses developed that would be taught in-house
So
in
there's,
the future?
we intend to tap into the 2 foundational courses through YCC. There's a medical terminology course and an anatomy and physiology course through
Right.
YCC that sort of everyone will get, but there'll be some other options as well for
Yeah.
kids that maybe have different, maybe they want to go towards dentistry, or maybe, who knows.
Great.
And then we're also looking at Project Lead the Way, which is the curriculum that Dover uses for their biomed program, and purchasing that curriculum
Oh,
and starting
nice.
to get that built.
Great.
That's a really great thing to purchase with the grant, because there's a high initial investment
Yeah.
in stuff for the
Yeah.
lab,
Yeah.
but then the actual maintenance cost year on year is minimal.
Oh, nice.
So that's good. So it comes with a lot of stuff, a curriculum, and professional development. And so then the professional development and the maintenance of it becomes a small cost, but the initial investment can be purchased with the grant, which is amazing.
Wow. That's really great.
Yeah.
That's great. Apologies for that.
I love it. That's
I
good.
keep forgetting to turn the ringer down.
Okay.
Excellent.
Anything else on grants?
Did you guys talk about the sewer stuff during F&F?
The sewer
We
stuff?
did.
Yes,
We
we
did.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, great, thank you.
And then we have one resignation, Nicole Harvey, grade 2 at Elliott Elementary. Do we share anything else regarding that? No?
She's just taken a position in another district.
Okay.
And we wish her well, and
Yes.
We do.
that position is posted right now.
It is?
so.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That concludes the report.
Thank you very much. We have no correspondence upon which to report, and so that brings us to the report of the committees. Finance and Facilities met earlier this evening at 5:30. That was a while ago. I'll report on the first page, and Kate, you can report on the second page. Lots going on. We did not get a full update on the June numbers because June is also the closing of the year, and there's work still going on closing out the year. So we'll get that report in August. Yeah, so in terms of lease proposals, there are 3 things that are in our new business tonight. Leases for technology, for school buses, and for a transportation van. Those were in the budget that was approved, so they're budgeted, and we'll vote on them tonight to actually expend that money. We discussed the lease that we do every year with the Clubhouse kids. We reviewed the terms of the lease that's proposed for the 26-27 year. That has not yet been discussed with them, so that will happen shortly. There's also consideration of what that would look like in subsequent years going forward. But there's no immediate need to solve that problem. Thirdly, as we start into facility updates, we didn't get the full principal forgiveness for the middle school sewer project. We got a $10,000 principal forgiveness, less than we'd hoped, but still something. We'll take it. The project still qualifies for a low-interest loan, so the cost will wind up being spread over time. The town appears to be willing, town of Elliott, willing to move forward. The next phase for that project will be the design phase, and once that system is designed and the costs are better understood, then we'll figure out how that's going to go forward. The thinking being that the work would take place over the course of next summer, so a year from now. So stay tuned on that. We've been talking about waste management. There is a draft request for proposal that we reviewed at the F&F committee. It's boilerplate that comes from Drummond Whitsom around the kinds of questions you would ask of a waste management company. We looked at it, in particular we focused on the weighting for the various criteria that would be used in evaluating each of the proposals, and Kate and I suggested some moving around of percentages. I'm going to find that because, what section was it, 19? 19, yeah, there it is. Cost is 35% of the weight. We talked about possibly making that 30% and moving that 5% down into a kind of combined sustainability, which in the boilerplate was sitting at 5%. We figured we wanted that to be at least 10%. We've talked as a board
Yes.
about the
Yeah.
importance of sustainability. And there's a reporting requirement that we thought was important as well. So we figured between those two, we would combine them and make that kind of a 20% factor in the weighting. Experience of the company was another 20%. And then we would have references at 10%, customer service at 10%, and equipment and fleet at 10%. So it was a good discussion on how what this board has talked about in the past would impact the evaluation criteria. So they're going to work on getting that together. There's 4 companies, I believe, Todd has identified that will be asked to quote waste disposal services for the district.
And that's a big deal, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that is a big deal.
Yeah.
We're talking about waste now, but that's such a big deal. You think about our towns, even our own homes, and how we do everything we do to get rid of waste.
Yep.
Like, what is the cost of waste management in general? Like, what is that? Do we even know? I'm just wondering, like, it's,
I'm sure we know.
we
Right.
know, but I mean,
We know.
And we'll know more
in
soon.
roundabouts.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be exact, I'm just wondering, it's probably way more than I would imagine.
Yeah.
Our
you know.
2 largest wastes were food from the cafeteria and then boxes.
Yeah.
Cardboard.
Cardboard.
Cardboard coming in from shipments and all of the other
Yep.
things, cardboard, which is all recyclable, but
It's about $40,000 a year.
40,000 for the whole district? Oh, I actually thought it was gonna be more than that. I really did. Okay.
Okay, page 2.
So page 2, I'm going to kind of just read from the list, but it's been a very busy summer with lots of projects. Central school water line replacement, initially delayed because the contractor had a scheduling conflict, but that will be moving forward in the next couple of weeks. The Jerry Burnell Great Works School, dead ash trees have been removed, removed from the playground area, and those trees were turned into mulch and chips and whatnot, so those will still be around on the school. The central school entryway construction project is going to be moving forward over the next few weeks. The Marshwood High School library upstairs, you've noticed everything's been moved out. There are new carpets going in there, so that'll be exciting. Parking lots are having cracks filled, and that is apparently the more economic and efficient way to keep the parking lots up to date versus just covering them. Yeah. So it fills the cracks, so when there's weather, instead of expanding them more. And then Marshwood Middle School windows in the 7th grade resealed and caulked, and then Marshwood High School air conditioning, especially in the office and in the sports area, is now installed and working very well, so that's exciting. And then transportation update, we are going to be approving financing today, actually, but for a second van this evening, and then also for 2 new school buses. So that'll be exciting. And then on the food service department, we are going to have a breakfast cart back at the middle school between 8:30 and 10:30, which I think we've tried in the past, but hasn't necessarily worked out that well. But we're going to try it again because there's a need for kids to have food during that time period. And hopefully that will make student management a little bit more easy. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there was one other thing I think is worth mentioning is that the Lobie Scott proposal across the street for bus garaging
Oh,
is moving
yeah.
forward.
I didn't write that down.
They're hoping that they'll have a decision from us by September, which means that they have to come back and show us the design for what it's going to look like by sometime before that. So I'm expecting that when F&F meets again in August, that we'll get a major update on that.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Okay.
Closer.
Questions or comments about all of that? So we'll deal with all of that lease stuff later in new business.
Great.
Thank you, Kate.
Sure.
Ed Policy will next meet near the end of September, and Wellness and SEL will next meet near the end of August, on the 24th. So we'll get updates on those next. And that concludes the report of the committee, then brings us to new business. Okay, a motion please to approve the nomination of Arian Kennedy.
I move to approve the nomination of Arian Kennedy, first-year probationary teacher, grade 3, Central School, school year 2026 to 2027, master's step 18, $86,446.
Second, Rebecca?
Rebecca, thank you. Dr. Arkelian, did you want to say anything about this candidate?
This candidate, I think Heidi met with.
I did meet with her, yeah.
Okay.
Erin comes to us, most recently she did some work for the Department of Ed and was a long-term sub in Old Orchard Beach. But prior to that, she had a relatively lengthy stint in York. She is very excited to be joining the Central School team, and yeah, she's just excited to be getting back into the third grade classroom.
That's awesome. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Okay, that's 5-0. Welcome, Arian. Motion, please, to approve the nomination of Katie Garrett.
I'll move to approve the nomination of Katie Garrett, first-year probationary teacher, occupational therapist, district-wide, school year 2026 to 27, master's level 14, $76,792.
Second, Lisa?
Lisa, thank you.
She has a robust resume. I highly recommend, but go ahead. Heidi.
She does. Scott and I actually had the pleasure of meeting with Katie last week or the week before, and we're excited to be adding this OT position. This is a position that we were largely covering through contracted services, and that became expanded to such a point that it was actually more economical to hire a position. And Katie has a real breadth of experience in a bunch of different clinical environments, including schools, but not limited to schools. She's great energy, and I think she's going to be a really strong member of the team.
Awesome.
Any good comments or questions? All in favor? It's 5-0. Thank you. Welcome, Katie. May I have a motion, please, to approve the second reading and adoption of JKF-R?
I move to approve the second reading and adoption of policy JKF-R, disciplinary removal of students with disabilities administrative procedure.
Second, Rebecca?
Rebecca, thank you. This is the one that got bumped out of cycle because when we first considered it, it was missing the comparative language, and we reviewed it last time, and there have been no changes. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Okay, that's 5-0. Thank you. Done. Motion, please, to approve the board bylaw update, BBAB, student representation.
I move to approve the board bylaws update BBAB, student representation to the board.
Second, Lisa?
Lisa, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay, I'll make one more comment, and that is that I'm going to rely on all of you to remind me to ask the students to vote first when we conduct our votes.
Yes,
right.
Starting in September.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
Okay, all in favor?
That's exciting.
That's 5-0. I'm excited about that change.
Yes, that's great.
When
Maybe a little note on that.
do we have
Yes.
speaking of that, do we have a date for orientation, or that will be figured out probably
Yeah,
at
we'll
that
figure it out
meeting?
in September.
At
Yeah.
that meeting, yeah.
Good. Okay, these next,
Can I interrupt for
yes, sorry.
1 second? Would you be able to add to, yes, perfect, thank you. We're thinking of it, thank you. Just, she's going to add the student, a motion on our agenda. Rebecca had a good idea for the student vote, so that it'll
Yes.
be part right on the
Oh, that's
written
a smart
agenda.
idea.
Yeah,
Great.
that was good, Rebecca.
Great. Okay, I think these next three have to be read as written.
Did we approve it?
Should we approve it?
Yeah. We didn't, did we say all in favor?
I believe so.
Sorry, are you
Oh,
asking?
sorry, did I?
Did we do the
Sorry.
vote? I
Yeah.
thought we did, yeah.
Oh, okay,
I wrote
sorry.
down 5-0, so
Okay.
I assume we voted, yes?
Oh.
Let the roll tape and see if.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, these next three are motions around these lease purchases, so they'll have to be read as written. Who wants to make that first motion around the technology equipment?
I'll move
Go ahead.
I move that the resolution entitled Resolution to Authorize Lease Purchase of Technology Equipment in the principal amount of $150,000 be adopted in form presented to this meeting.
Second, Jen.
Jen, thank you. Okay. It's in your packet. It's, as we discussed in our budget cycle, any comments or questions? All in favor? Good, that's 5-0. Thank you very much. Next one, please, with regard to the school buses.
I move that the resolution entitled Resolution to Authorize Lease Purchase of School Buses and the principal amount of $304,500 be adopted in form presented to this meeting.
Second, Rebecca?
Rebecca, thank you. Any comments or questions? All in favor? That's 5-0. Good, thank you. And lastly, the transportation ban.
I move that the resolution entitled Resolution to Authorize Lease Purchase of a Transportation Van in the principal amount of $37,520 be adopted in form presented to this meeting.
Second, Jen.
Jen, thank you. Comments or questions? All in favor? That's 5-0. Very good. Okay, last item of new business. Motion, please, with regard to a title change.
I move to approve a title change to Mrs. Heidi Early Hersey's title from Director of Teaching and Learning to Assistant Superintendent.
I'll second Lisa.
Very good. Anybody have any comments or questions about this? We have discussed this at length. I actually got 2 inquiries via email since the agenda was first published, both saying, is this a new position? Is there more money involved? And, you know, that kind of thing. And the assurance, of course, was that we're changing the title.
Changing a title.
I would say mostly to sort of systematize the idea that while Heidi has her specific duties, that she's also someone who can assist the superintendent as needed when things come up.
That's right. And has
Just
been.
to kind of formalize
Yes,
that.
for a long
Qualified.
time. Has been doing that forever.
Comments or questions? All in favor? 5-0, you have a new title.
That's right.
We don't do building administrator chicken during the summer.
Great.
So that concludes our new business. Is any last comments or thoughts from the board? In which case, can someone please make a motion to enter into executive session?
I move to enter into an executive session for the purpose of discussion of personnel issue pursuant to Title I MRSA subsection 4056A.
Second, Jen.
Jen, all in favor? That is 5-0, and we are in executive session effective 7/27.